I hope you are doing great. Okay, so as usual, we are going to start our story with the high frequency words, with our new word that we need to learn. Now, I want you to look at the first word and repeat after me. Ever, ever, ever. Excellent. Now let's read this sentence together. Today is the first day. It's the best day ever. Okay, now let's move on to the next word. Okay, are you going to read it with me? Yes, go ahead. Enough. 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 This is enough juice. Thanks. Okay, look at this word. Are you going to read it? Yes, go ahead. Have you said sure? Yes, sure. Excellent. Repeat after me. Sure. Sure. I did all my homework. I am sure. So you are a good student. Okay, let's move on to this word. Every. 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 Let's count every toy. Let's count them together. We have a lot of toys here. Any. 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 Do you have any question? No, I don't have any question. Okay, let's read this word. Own. 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 This is my own puppy. Look at the puppy. It's cute, right? Where? Where? We were on a holiday. Now we will watch this video about the big question or the question of the week. Are you ready? Please listen carefully. It's important.
What do we learn as we grow and change?
So the question is, what do we learn as we grow and change? I want you to think about this question. What do we learn as we grow and change? Let's watch the video.
We learn more at school, so we get smarter.
As we grow and change, we learn many things from our teachers.
So as we grow and change, we can learn from our teachers.
Our family members.
Or from our family members. We can learn from them.
And our friends.
And from our friends. We can learn from our friends.
We may attempt new things, but...
Look at this word, attempt. We may attempt new things. Attempt means try, to try new things. We can learn by trying new things.
Like playing a new sport, or playing a musical instrument. Or we may meet people who teach us things about themselves.
So, we can learn by trying new things. Just like playing sports or meeting new people. Look at this woman here. She's talking about her own culture. So we can learn from her about new cultures.
About the past. Or about the world. Sometimes learning new things can be awkward at first.
So sometimes learning new things can be awkward. Do you know what's the meaning of this word, awkward? Yes, it means inappropriate.
And someone might need to correct us.
Someone might correct us. Correct means to mend or to reform.
But over time, things become easier. We learn about ourselves and others. And we grow in ways that we had never expected. This week, you will learn that as we grow and change, we learn to do new things. We learn how we are like others, and we learn how we are different from others. What do you think we learn as we grow and change?
So, as we grow and change, we learn to do new things. We know how to do new things, and we know how we are like others. And also we know how we are different from others. Now I want you to think, what do you think we learn as we grow and change? So now I want you to open your reading book on page 52. Have you opened this page? Yes, great, thank you. So, what's the title of our story? Yes, good job. Ruby in her own time. Okay, and in this picture we can see Ruby. It's so cute and small, right? It's so cute. And do you know what's the name of the writer or the one who writes the story? Yes, Jonathan Emmett. What about the one who draws the pictures of the story? Yes, great, Rebecca Harry. Excellent, thank you. And what about the genre? We've learned about this genre before. Animal fantasy. Excellent. So, animal fantasy is a story with animal characters. Just like ducks here in this story. We can see ducks in this story, right? That they can talk. They can talk, but in real life they can't talk. Okay, so we will read this story about ducks. Okay, are you ready? Now, if you open the next page, you can see Ruby's family. I want you to open page 54. Here we can see Ruby's family. This is the father duck and the mother duck. But where do they live? What do you think? Where do they live? Yes, they live in a nest beside a lake, beside water. Yes, great. Now look at page 55. Look at the mother duck sat upon the nest. How many eggs do they have? How many eggs? Let's count them together. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Yes. So they have 5 eggs in the nest. Great. Now let's open the next page, page 56. Have you opened this page? Look at this picture. In this picture, you can see 4 eggs started to hatch. But where is the 5th egg? Where is the 5th egg? We're gonna see. Look at this picture here. 4 little beaks poked out into the sunlight. They poked out. Okay, now look at page 57. In this picture, the duckling is the baby duck. They started to shake their feathers in the breeze. Look at them, they are so cute. They decided to call them Rufus, Rory, Rosie, and Rebecca. Okay, so again, what do they decide to call them? Rufus, Rory, Rosie, and Rebecca. Okay, now I want you to open the next page, page 58, sorry. Now all the family are waiting for the 5th egg to hatch. The father duck asked, "Will it ever hatch?" The mother said, "Yes, it's going to hatch, but in its own time." Now look at page 59. Look at page 59. Finally, the egg has hatched. Yes, she's very small. Look at this baby duck. Yes, it's very small. It's cute also, right? They decided to call her Ruby. Yes, because she's very small and precious. That's why they decided to call her Ruby. It's a good name, right? Okay, now let's move on to the next page, page 60. Have you opened this page? Yes? Yes, okay. Here, look at the ducklings. They started to eat everything and anything, but Ruby did not. She did not eat anything and everything. Okay, now let's move on to page 62. Page 62. Okay. In this picture, we can see the 4 ducklings started to swim in the lake. But look at Ruby. Ruby did not swim with them, right? Okay, now let's move on to page 63. 64. Look at Ruby here. What is she doing? Yes, she's swimming. Finally, she's swimming. Okay, so finally, Ruby started to swim. Okay. Now let's move on to page 66. Look at the ducklings here. Look at the ducklings. They began to fly, and Ruby also. Great. Ruby also began to fly. They flew high among the trees. But look at Ruby. Look at Ruby. I will show you something on page 68. Look at Ruby. Ruby likes to fly higher and higher, farther and wider in the sky. She flew out beyond the water. She flew up above the trees. So she flew anywhere and everywhere. Ruby likes to fly. Okay, everyone, thank you for listening.